Hey everyone! Today, let's talk about something super practical and maybe a little bit boring. Just kidding. Peak load pricing. It's a concept that affects our daily lives more than we might realize, especially when it comes to things like electricity, water, and even internet usage. Don't worry, I'll explain it in a way that's easy to understand. Peak load pricing is essentially a strategy used by utility companies and service providers to balance supply and demand. Imagine you're trying to get to a concert, but there's a ton of traffic. Everyone's trying to get to the same place at the same time, causing a massive jam. That's kind of like what happens with electricity or other resources. Sometimes demand is really high, like during peak hours. During these times, everyone is using electricity, which can strain the system. Peak load pricing is a way to manage that demand and make sure everyone gets what they need. By adjusting prices based on demand, it helps to prevent overloading the system. It encourages people to use resources at different times by changing the price. For example, using your washing machine late at night might be cheaper than during the day. Basically, it costs more when demand is high and less when demand is low. Pretty simple, right? This way, it not only helps in managing the load, but also in saving money if you plan your usage smartly. Okay, so how does it actually work? Let's break it down. Peak load pricing is a strategy used by utility companies to manage demand and supply efficiently. It involves charging higher prices during periods of high demand and lower prices during periods of low demand. First, companies figure out when people use the resource the most. This is typically done by analyzing usage patterns over time. For electricity, it might be hot summer evenings when everyone's blasting the AC. These are times when the demand for electricity spikes significantly. During those peak times, the price goes up. This is because the cost to generate and supply electricity is higher when demand is at its peak. This encourages people who can be flexible to use the resource at a different time. By shifting their usage to off-peak times, they can save money on their bills. When demand is lower, like in the middle of the night, the price goes down. This helps balance the load on the grid and ensures a more stable supply of electricity. This rewards people who are willing to shift their usage. They benefit from lower prices and help reduce the strain on the electricity grid. Think of it like happy hour at your favorite restaurant. Cheaper drinks at less busy times. Similarly, peak load pricing offers lower rates during off-peak hours, making it a win-win for both consumers and utility companies. You might be surprised to learn that peak load pricing is already used in a lot of places. Many energy companies charge more for electricity during peak hours. Some toll roads increase prices during rush hour to reduce congestion. Ever noticed how plane tickets are cheaper if you fly on a Tuesday? Yep, that's peak load pricing in action. These are just a few examples, but you can see how this pricing strategy helps manage demand in different situations. Like anything, peak load pricing has its pros and cons. This pricing strategy, often used in utilities and transportation, aims to balance demand and supply by charging higher prices during peak times and lower prices during off-peak times. By spreading out demand, it helps prevent those annoying traffic jams and blackouts. Imagine a world where everyone uses electricity at the same time. The grid would be overwhelmed, leading to frequent outages. If you're flexible, you can save money by using resources during off-peak times. For instance, running your dishwasher or washing machine late at night can lead to significant savings on your energy bill. It makes us more aware of our consumption habits and encourages us to be more efficient. This heightened awareness can lead to more sustainable living practices, such as investing in energy-efficient appliances or adopting a more mindful approach to resource use. Sometimes, it can be hard to keep track of the changing prices. The fluctuating rates can be confusing and may require constant monitoring, which can be a hassle for busy individuals. Some people argue that it's not fair to charge more during peak times, especially for essential services. Critics say that this can disproportionately affect low-income households who may not have the flexibility to shift their usage to off-peak times. Overall, peak load pricing is a powerful tool that can help us manage resources more efficiently. By incentivizing off-peak usage, it can lead to a more balanced and sustainable consumption pattern. It's important to weigh the advantages and disadvantages and consider the potential impact on everyone. Policymakers and companies need to ensure that the benefits of peak load pricing are accessible to all, and that the system is fair and transparent. And there you have it, peak load pricing explained. This concept, while complex, offers a fascinating glimpse into how we can better manage our resources, Now you can impress your friends with your newfound knowledge of economics. Whether it's at a dinner party or a casual chat, you'll have plenty to share about the intricacies of peak load pricing.